Okay? Graphing linear equations today. Guys, what's the first four letters in linear spell?
Line.
Everything we graph today is going to be a straight line. Okay? Let me ask you this question. How many points must you have to graph a linear function?
2.
Correct. We're going to show you two ways to graph today. We're going to find our intercepts. We're going to do a little slope-intercept form. What?
Nothing.
Okay. All you need is 2 points. You can just find 2 points. You can find it by the intercepts, or we can do it with the slope-intercept form. Okay. Well, let's take a look. And let's talk about intercepts for a moment. Refresh my memory, guys. Which axis goes across the graph again? Try again. X. And going vertical? Good. Let's pick out a nice good point here. Did I just get blurry? Okay. Give me the coordinates of these 3 points. And just to make them easier, let's go with, I don't know, H, L, and N. Who can give me the coordinates of either H, L, or N? That just went blurry on me again. Raise your hand. Please look. What do you got? Which one? Not quite. Jaden. What? No. Yes. No.
I don't think it likes you.
Well, I should be different than anything else in my life.
That's lovely.
Sure.
Well, that's true.
That is technology.
There you go.
Miss Wilson. N is in fact 3, 0.
H is -6, 0.
You got it. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you notice about all 3 of those points that are sitting on the x-axis? All have zeros for what? For y. Correct. And that's the whole point of this.
It's what? Oh, it isn't.
All points on the x-axis have 0 for their y-coordinate. That's going to be beneficial for us in a moment. Because if we want to find the point that's on the x-axis, the x-intercept, if you will, where the lines will intercept with the x-axis, which means run into, we're going to let the y's be 0. Well, let's see what happens on the y-axis. Let's go. Or used H, so I gotta go with. How about J-O-U? Man.
0.
In honor of 80s Day, HLN, Huey Lewis and the News, J-O-O, Journey. So we'll go back to the 80s bands. All right, who's got coordinates of either J, O, or U? Jaden.
U is this is 0, 1.
Agreed. Someone else? Well, you sound troubled by that. Okay. Yes, Miss Lester? O is 0, 3. Yes.
0, 4, 5, 4,
Ladies and gentlemen, what do you know about all the points that are on the y-axis? You got it, Miss Wilson. Yes. All points on the y-axis have 0 for their y-coordinate. Right, Ethan?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember doing this.
You do, Breslin? Good. So to graph a linear function, written in a standard form, which will look like ax plus by equals c, you're going to simply find the intercepts. For example, 2x plus 3y equals 12.
Question.
Fire away.
Would you add the 3 and
Let me ask you this question. Can I add the 2 and the 3 together?
No, those are not like things.
Very good, Miss Lester.
Never mind.
Good job.
Cannot add the 2 and the 3 together because they are not like terms, because one has x and one has y.
They're not.
As we saw back here, all points on the y-axis have 0 for their x-coordinate. All points on the x-axis have 0 for their y-coordinate. So we're going to do this. Number 1, we're going to let x be 0. I'm going to put 0 in for x. Because when I put 0 in for x, I'm going to figure out what the y is. Now, this gets a little easy as we do this because of this. Nope, that's not relevant. Okay, never mind, it's not going to work. I call it the cover-up method. Because, guys, what's 2 times 0?
0.
What's 0 plus 3y? So when I put 0 in for x, the term that has x is going to go away. Guys, if 3y equals 12, what does y equal? 4.
Wait, what?
See,
If-
I could do some nicely,
Oh, never mind.
literally.
Yeah, I need to get rid of that. Okay? Then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to let x be 0. Or excuse me, y be 0. Which means that the term that had y is going to go away. So if this goes away, 2x equals 12 means x would be what? Correct. All I have to have to graph it is 2 points. Y equals 4. X equals 6. There's my graph. Two x plus 3y equals 12. Y is 4, x is 6. 2 intercepts, and I'm done. Questions on my first example?
Yeah,
Where I get what from? 12? It's the original problem. Yep. I was given 2x plus 3y equals 12. I found out that y was 4 and x was 6 are my 2 intercepts. So I go to the y-axis and I put a dot at 4. I go to my x-axis, put my dot at 6. Done. Because remember, on Excel, what you're going to do is you're going to pick the line tool to tell Excel that you're going to graph a line. Then you're just simply going to plot 2 dots. And it'll draw your line through the 2 dots for you. Okay. Second thing, and hopefully this will be review for you, is this thing known as the slope-intercept form. Anybody remember what it is?
Yes.
Correct, Ms. Sievert. And in the slope-intercept form, what does M stand for?
Slow.
Right. And B stands for?
Y.
Correct. There's a reason why we call it slope-intercept form, because the slope and the intercept are sitting there. Again, all you have to have to graph, you have to have 2 points. Okay? So, let's take you to an example. Kind of like GPS.
What's that?
Geesting positioning system.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Y equals 1/2 x plus 3. Slope-intercept form means y has to be by itself. Okay? I tend to think of B. I'm thinking, so I begin this graph where? What's my B, ladies and gents? 3. Thank you, Ms. Carpenter. And what's that thing? We begin at 3. What's our slope?
1/2.
And what are our 2 words we used for slope yesterday? What's the 2 R words? Rise over run. So this tells me how to get from the next point on my graph. The top number is how far I rise. The bottom number is how far I run. So from 3, I rise 1. I run 2 to the right. How many points do I have to have? I got my 2 points. Done. Okay. I can graph it by slope. Now, on Excel today, you're also going to have some problems that look like this. Let's go 3x plus y equals 9. And they did this. Let x equal -3. Let x equal 1. And let x equal 2. And what they're going to want you to do is they're going to want you to fill in the points, and then you're going to plot them. So what you're going to do is you're going to plug in the points that they give you. Here, they let x be -3, so I put -3 in for the x. Guys, what's -3 plus 3 times -3?
-9.
How do I solve for y? And I get? A little higher than 13. 9, 18. And then I'll plot that point -3, 18 on my graph. And then I'd put 1 in for x. No, I don't. Guys, if 3 plus y equals 9, what does y equal? 3 plus what would be 9?
6.
And then I plot the point 1, 6 on my graph. And then I plug 2 in. 3 times 2 class. Anyone?
Wait, what did you say?
3 times 2?
6. 9. It's not. No, it's not 6.
6 plus what is 9?
3.
And then I can plot my 3 points. Okay. That is your task today. Graphing. Now, on Excel, when I picked the assignment, they did something like this. Instead of using a y, they used function notation, f of x. F of x, guys, is just a replacement for y. So f of x equals 2x plus 5, do it just like you would do y equals 2x plus 5. Okay?